Hello. I've never made a video before, so I'm sorry if I'm gonna be awkward or that I'm gonna make it a long video. Um, but I just wanted to talk to myself, and if I make a video about it, then it's not crazy. So I just want to have a conversation with myself about the way things are going in the world, because I have the feeling that we lost contact with ourselves and that we are being divided too much, and we're not thinking about the collective and what we can do with the human being. And just when we try to understand each other, help each other, love each other some more, because eventually everything is just energy in this world, and we can have a much better frequency than what we're living on. And I feel like if we get in tune with ourselves and not only find God outside of ourselves and the kingdom of God is within, I think if you look in your innermost being, then you're already a clean spirit, you're already a clean soul, and we need nothing from outside to be complete, because we already are complete, because uh, we weren't first humans, we were first spirits, and then we became humans to have a human experience. But we will turn back to the Creator and be one again. And what they now are saying with quantum mechanics and physics, that this reality outside of our head isn't even there. Most of what we see is just perception of our own making. Everybody is living in their own little universe, and we are bleeding into each other by having the same language or a shared belief, and then we get to experience the other's reality that you're interacting with, and then you sync up for a moment. But everybody is living in their own little world made by their own perception. And I believe that we as human totality could make our energy a little bit better for the world to get better. And I think it should just people should make the journey inward and sit in the quiet and just get in touch with their inner self and your higher self. And it's not something outside of you. You can't find it in religion or in an external god, because we're already the image of a god, and we are one with the source. So we are one with the divine, and there is only all. Everything came from the one, and we are already one with the one. So it's just the way it's been going with the power structures, with wars, with people who are living in poverty. And then you have the whole other side, and there are billionaires, trillionaires, septillionaires, I don't care. And then I don't understand why the world is still so divided, and how the people in power get more power and more power, and they make it harder for just the working class. And they will always stay in power because money is where the power is. But I don't understand why we can look at the world and don't see that the way we're going isn't working, with the rules and the wars and everything that is making it more complicated. And it's just a journey inward where you will find your answers, because if you sit in the quiet, then it will tell you a lot, even if that's the paradox, because the silence isn't empty and the silence isn't quiet. It's gonna tell you a lot that you need to know. And it's just people don't sitting in silence anymore, because we're being constantly bombarded with noise, and just with TV and what else do you have? TikTok, and it's just constantly videos, scrolling drama, and it gets to your mind, and you don't do your inner work anymore. You're just constantly getting dopamine hits, and then the silence is just scared. People can't sit with themselves because then your own thoughts are gonna go through your mind, and people are afraid of their own thoughts. And I think if a lot of people do shadow work, like get in contact with their shadow side, that people feel more complete in themselves, and then they can share that also outwards, because a lot of people are always projecting their problems onto others, and those people, they project their problems onto others, and we're all just getting in a negative spiral because we all share this same energy and are constantly sharing it. And that's why I think if we upper our game and we see that we're already complete and that God is not outside of ourselves, then we can make the world also a little bit better, because this is the only world that we can do it with. We are here in this form, and energy can be created nor destroyed, but this is the only planet we have in this time, and now is the only time there is, because time in itself is an illusion. We only get older through entropy, but we make it too hard on ourselves, and we find we always want things and want things and want things to get better, to feel better, to have the feeling that you got somewhere when you have a big house or a big plane or whatever. But that's not where peace is. Peace is just sitting in uncertainty, sitting in the unknown, and just being completely okay with it, and knowing that you don't need the answers, or that you're not gonna get the answers for everything that is that people want to know or want to feel. And we can't, also with God, I feel like we can't describe God with the language we have, because our language is imperfect, and something that is perfect, you can describe it in imperfect words. God is not explainable, because it's perfectness, it's the whole, it's the all, and our words are just making it imperfect and very minimal, and you can't speak the totality of the whole in our simple words of expression. And people are not gonna find happiness if they're gonna search it outside of themselves, because you're the one that you're gonna be with yourself for the longest time, because you're always gonna have yourself. And if you're gonna search it in something outside of you, that's always possible that it's going to fall away, and then your whole world can collapse. Or if it's something that can be taken away, and you can take away you can take away yourself, but that's not that's, I think, if people make the journey inwards, that people will find more rest and more calmed, and then we can make it better for the whole of the planet, because this is the way that we're going isn't really working. And also, like, a lot of people maybe also experience it, that reality is like a hologram or a matrix. I don't know yet, I can't know, I don't have the answers to it, but I feel like the reality is glitching a lot more than what I'm used to. And I've never had spiritual experiences, but the last couple of months I do experience them, but I never had them before that. And I just realized that the world is fucking weird, because I had things happening to me, and I don't know if it's because of my perception, or because I opened my third eye, or because I was awakened. But when you shift your noise and you go inward, then your whole perception is just widened, and you see that reality is much more fluid than what we've been told, and that our brain is just making the reality that we see, but our consciousness is going beyond our body. That's same with that. You can die physically, but your energy will never be gone, because it can be made nor destroyed. it can only go into another form. So that's why our physical death isn't the death of ourselves as a human, as a spirit. So you will never truly lose yourself, and it's just in the end it's just awareness experiencing itself, just like God made himself into 8 billion people to experience what it is to feel loved, to cry, to feel joy, to just every experience you could probably experience. It just wanted to do that, because if it's the only one and the only source, then eventually you get bored. So you make a couple little humans, but we're not doing the best capacity what we can do with our lives at the moment. We're not making the world any better with the way everything is going, and there is too much division, and we eventually in the end we're all the same. Everybody is a human, and doesn't matter the color or your age or your sexuality, we're all humans. Everybody is just the same, and everybody has the way they want to be treated and the way they don't want to be treated. And I don't think it's much different for any person. I think every person just wants respect, wants a little love, and just wants to have the good feelings, and that's what you also want for another person. So I don't understand why we hate, or why we go into war just because we want some land where there is oil to get some money. And money is something we made up ourselves because we felt like this is something we can use as a currency, so we called it money, and then it's just became a reality. But it's just made up. We made it up. I can also have a Monopoly game, and I can't take the purple papers and call it money, but if I make a lot of people believe in it, maybe I can make it money, because that's what we did with money in the first place. And that's why I don't understand why there is poverty in the world, and that people don't get to eat, and that we need like special organizations to give children their food. And I once saw a picture of a kid who was holding a little paper in his hand with the name of the one who did the donation, and I felt truly ashamed for that kid, that if he had any knowledge of what he was holding and how he was just on a picture for getting to the donateur, that the money is well received, because otherwise some other person can take the money and take it for themselves, when they say it was for the kid, but they take it for themselves and just don't give the kid anything to eat. And I don't understand how we can do that. I don't understand why we need organizations to give children food when we can buy every food we want with the money, and we can print the money. So I don't understand why there is any division. And I do understand you can't give everybody money, but eventually with the AI, nobody's gonna have a job, so they have to give us money. So it's gonna be, I think, through some system that everybody gets the same payload, unless the instead of the rich people, they will stay rich. They will have enough money because the business will probably still be in place, but the big corporations, but the small ones will all go, and then money is everywhere. It's the same, so nobody gets more money, or because of their jobs, or because nobody's gonna have a job in the end. I think because AI is much smarter than us, so we are not needed anymore. Why would you get a person to do something who you have to pay, who can call in sick, who can have pregnancy, or you get a robot who you have to give an update once in a year or something, who can update itself eventually and just cost nothing. It costs only the production of it, but what I was saying, I don't understand why we divide our world so much because of money and power. Because I don't understand why in other countries you have like this tourist places, and then you have the biggest hotels and the biggest water parks, but 500 meters further than that you have like people living in tents, and are just living on the streets, and I don't understand why there can be built, because the money is stopped there. There is a border, and there the money is dropped, and they can't work with the machines anymore, because the machines, they work on money. Yeah, they drive on money, because then when the money is gone, the knowledge is also gone. You can't buy a house anymore, or you can't make a house anymore. That's just lost, the knowledge that comes with money, because money is ours is money, and that's just not how it should be, because the other civilizations, all the ones, they just did something for each other and shared something, and then it's equally good. Now it's all for profit and to have a perfect life and share it on the internet for everybody to see, but the bad moments won't be shared. Everybody is also sharing their greatest moments and their best high moments, but not never the lows. And we should uh, be a little more comfortable with also sharing just how we really feel, because I feel like a lot of people complain, but everybody is just doing like they know what they are doing, but I think nobody knows what they're doing, because we don't even know why we're here, and everybody is just playing. I have the feeling like a role just to get the best way people can look at you, like, oh, he really made it, or oh, that's a good person because he looks so confident, but the reality is fucking weird. So it is normal to sometimes not know what you're doing, or what to do with your life, or not have a direction, or just uh, do nothing. Even that it's all possible, and it's all okay. Nobody can tell you what you need to do, or what you have to do, or when you get on to the top, or when you're at the bottom. If it feels okay for you in the moment, and you're okay with your situation, then it's okay. Nobody can tell you that you did wrong because you haven't worked from 9 to 5, or because you're not having a good status, or whatever. It's just when you're at peace with yourself, then the outside world will also get in peace, because most of the time it's just frequency what you send out, and also with your aura field, it's just what you give into the universe, you get back. That's the only thing the universe can do. It can give you your only vibration back. So if your vibration from a high frequency like love and gratitude, then you will get gratitude and love back. But people nowadays, they stay in a low vibration, and then you get the lower vibrations also stuck to you. So it's just, we should feel a little more connected, and just wish to do better for the world, and because this is the only one we're gonna have. So for what we know, because we know we're energy, but that is just a transforming to another realm. And we also know there is a spirit realm, because a lot of people, they experience something with other entities or other beings, and heaven and hell is also real, but it's just what you believe in, you get into your reality, because it's all leaking in from your subconscious to your conscious. And that's why people can experience other entities or demons, because they are real. But if you don't believe in it, you're not gonna experience it. But reality is much weirder as what everybody is being told and what they want us to know, and we're a lot more interconnected than that we're separate, because we're just all the same, but we're living like different humans. But eventually it's only one awareness experiencing itself, and we could make our mind a little bit better if we try to do it from out of love and just care, and not being on top of the other, or having the greatest mansion, or having the biggest cars or whatever. That's just for the ego, and the ego isn't gonna let you get far, because ego is doing everything for me. But sometimes it's also about sharing, and just doing better for someone else, and then you will get it back eventually. So what you give out is what you get, and I feel like we should do that some more, because the world and the time, it can always end, and then it would be nice if we also have a moment on this planet where we were in contact with everybody, and where we were working from love and not just out of fear and out of wars with each other and having nuclear weapons, and we can destroy the whole planet and we don't even care. I think if someone is gonna push a button who has nuclear weapons in their country, then it's gonna be a shit show, and it's gonna be done very quick. But why would we even want that? Why try to impress each other with nuclear weapons and have the best one, when we should just accept each other and live with each other and do our best to live from a higher frequency and just enjoy life and be in the moment, because this is all you have. This is all there is, the only now. The future is not promised, and the past is not existing. It's all only in your mind. And yeah, I just feel like people should get in contact with themselves and stop looking for something, validation or luck or happiness outside of themselves, because you can't control the outside world, but you can control the inside. And if you're at peace with yourself, then you will have peace in the world, because nothing can touch you if you don't give it energy, and if you're not gonna have your attention set on it, and if you're gonna have too much attachments, because this is a materialistic world, then you're gonna have your luck depending on some item or some external validation, and then you can get your feelings hurt, because everything can be taken away. Instead of only you will keep yourself eventually in the end. So if you work from inner peace, then your outer world will also be better. And I feel if a lot more people would do that, make the journey inwards, then eventually we will see it in our outside world, and then we can all be better and just love some more. And yeah, just share some little love, people. That's what I just wanted to say. I didn't want to talk to myself, so I thought I'd make a video, and then it's normal because I'm gonna put this on YouTube, I guess, and then it's just looking like I was talking to people instead of just having a conversation with my own mind and just saying what I was thinking and sharing my truth. And even if it's only get one view, it's just I needed to say it for myself out loud, because maybe it can help someone, or yeah, just that. Okay, bye.